from what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media here, and many of you might be wondering, what is going on with this world? Is this even real? Is there any reality to this? And today we're going to go into that a little bit because as many of you already know, well, I think pretty much everyone already knows that Trump was allegedly shot. We are going to go into that right away. There is a lot to break down here, and of course, being only one day after it happened, I waited. There is a lot that is unanswered, and there will be a lot of time to dig deeper into this later, but we have some really interesting stuff that we've already dug up regarding this. We have some crazy videos, so you won't want to miss this video. As always, check those links below and get prepared now because they are planning a big attack on humanity right now, and now is the time to get prepared. So again, links are in the description for that. We'll get into that more later. All right, so let's see the video that everyone's seen a million times over before we get into this any further. Here's Trump getting shot in his ear.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go.
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by. You can hear some voices there saying, are we ready to go? Are we ready to go? We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you, from what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
But what really happened? Was it a Secret Service disaster? Was it a staged event? Was it committed by the CIA? Was it some weird lone gunman? Democrats think Trump razored his own ear and faked the shooting, including the death in the audience. So the same people who claim that no fake shootings occur are claiming that in this case, this shooting was fake. How interesting. Well, look at this video and see if you recognize anyone that was involved in this. This is a BlackRock commercial.
My name is Brian DeLallo. I teach AP and Honors Economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to come to school and gave as much as he could to help the community.
The shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was in a BlackRock commercial a couple of years ago, and we are supposed to not think anything of that. Okay. Then there's this video of the Secret Service acting strange behind Trump just before the shooting occurred.
To our country, probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Then there's this really strange video of the trained snipers waiting until Crooks shoots at Trump to shoot back. They don't even move their weapons. They knew and waited.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
This clip is viral of a guy saying that the Secret Service and police were warned for several minutes about the guy on the roof with the gun before taking action.
Someone who was here. You weren't inside the event,
Nope.
but you were just outside. Tell us what you saw and what.
And we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle, absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
A ladder mysteriously appeared on the building, one of the only buildings in the area, one you'd think would be secured. As I said on Twitter at @WorldAltMedia, I'm not yet buying that it was entirely staged. I don't think he needs to know for a script to be played out. It seems like it was a CIA setup and was allowed to happen. 1, potentially kill him and cause scripted civil war. 2, he lives, cause scripted civil war. Order out of chaos. Distract people with the Jones plantation. Get everyone on their feet for a political figure. Normalize further mayhem. There's no doubt that there's a lot of idolizing that's coming out of this, which could be a big part of the overall plan. Whether he was killed or whether he lives, this is something that I believe is very, very, very possible. I also wrote on Twitter, it's all a script, whether he's involved in it or not, though he doesn't need to be. The script works without him. They're building up to a civil war, normalizing chaos, and all to bring further order in the Great Reset. Don't forget this. I truly think that this was a scripted event, but I don't think that Trump was in on it. I don't think he knew. I don't think he would take part in it if he did know. He turned his head at the absolute last second before the bullet pierced his ear. It killed one spectator, injured another, and caused the world to be distracted from whatever else is going on. It's normalizing chaos. It's caused outrage as the media claims, and I quote, Trump rushed out of Pennsylvania event after falling on stage. I love how they're still claiming, by the way, that this is being investigated as a potential attempted assassination. Like potential, it's pretty obvious that this is an attempted assassination. What else would you call it? Gee, I wonder. There's also some really weird symbology involved in what happened. If you're into gematria, Jeff Berwick posted this. The numerology is interesting, and it does lead one to wonder if this was like an attempted ritual sacrifice. It's worth contemplating. It's possible that this was a ritual sacrifice gone wrong. An MK Ultra Manchurian candidate who missed, a guy who was in a BlackRock commercial, possibly recruited at the time, by the way, as a geeky loner who was bullied a lot. That would be an easy person to target, obviously. And I just posted something last night that I thought significant as well. Revelation 13 on the 13th of July. Have you read it? It may not go along with the entire story that played out, not completely, but it's pretty damn close in a lot of ways to what actually did occur and to the worship of idols we see today from Trump to Elon. It's like they just propped up Trump as one of the most popular mavericks on earth. It's very beneficial to some sides to create these opposing heroes to both the left, the right, and anyone inside this paradigm of government, which is organized crime. And it makes perfect sense that they would do something like this. Of course, if he died, he'd be a hero, a martyr. It would cause chaos. If he lives, he is a hero and a potential martyr, and everyone bows to him. I mean, it's very interesting. And looking at Revelation 13 makes me really wonder about this a lot. But we cannot be distracted by the fact that the voting system is fake. It's a lie. If they wanted someone to win, they'll make sure that they win. They are literally running a guy with dementia against a guy who is getting shot and getting up and throwing his fist in a photo that will never be forgotten, by the way. One guy falls up the stairs, poops his pants in front of the Pope. The other guy gets shot in the ear, hits the ground, gets up and waves his fist in the air. I mean, that is symbolism that you cannot escape. And this is like the perfect narrative that they are rolling out at this moment. Keep in mind that both candidates bowed to Israel. They both told you and your children to get injected. They both bombed countries, and yes, Trump bombed a lot of countries, and he banned the tallying of bombs dropped by drones after Obama had the all-time record of most drone bombs dropped during his presidency, or bombs dropped in general. Trump was actually heading for that record in his first term and had the tallying banned. So yes, we could say he's anti-war in a lot of ways, and he has been in a lot of ways, but let's also be real. There's also other things that play into it, and John Bolton is a great example, Mike Pompeo, and all these people, these neocons that he filled his cabinet with. One candidate is just mentally handicapped, and that is the way they want it. The other candidate is a fighter, and that gets people on the ground fighting. Who benefits from this? Not the people. It causes a limited hangout and leads to massive fighting, people on people rather than people versus the shadow government, the same government that has enslaved the populace for so long. I've always said that if Trump was legit, he'd probably be taken out. He would have been killed. He wouldn't have been allowed to run as far as he did in the first place, because they don't allow people to get that far. If they'd allow someone to get as far as he has already gotten at this point, then killing him at this point would cause an uprising. This is good for the establishment. Meanwhile, here's what David Icke said on this. He waited a day to post it, which I think was smart. So check this out. David said, "The perception control of taking sides is on public display after Trump shooting. Those on the Trump supporting right ask no questions when they normally would do so. And rightly, after a school shooting, etc., except for those that confirm their belief system. Meanwhile, the Trump-hating left claim the shooting was staged. The Trump-supporting right condemns such claims when, had it been Biden, they would have been asking the same question and making the same points. Deciding a situation by reflex action based on your side is no way to establish the truth about anything. Proper researchers don't take sides which can skew their perceptions and ask all the necessary questions before reaching their conclusions. Dispassionate, forensic calm is how you reach the truth in any situation, not emotional reaction based on preconceived political or religious belief. I am not saying that the shooting was not genuine in whatever sense that turns out to be, nor that the protection squad do not have many questions to answer. I am saying that we cannot pick and choose what we question and what we don't if we have any interest in establishing the truth in any situation. If the questions are not valid, then they will be shown to be so, and we get closer to the truth that way. Not asking them and seeing if the answers stand up to scrutiny is the way we have been scammed over and over, generation after generation. Asking questions should never be condemned, no matter if you agree with them or not. We've been down that road and it doesn't work." So there you have a really good take by David Icke, as always. And of course, yes, we have one side or the other. It always creates this side or the other, this side or the other. It's very frustrating. And at the end of the day, we are witnessing obviously a major event that leads to further consequences down the line, and that could be more political violence, that could be left versus right, more civil war, more of this kind of order out of chaos that stems from these issues that we're seeing today, these things that are in the news that are surely also distracting us from something else at this moment as the dollar crashes, as the West shifts into the East, as we see civilizational collapse occur, demoralization of the public, and the potential World War III, famine, all these different things that are being forced on us as we we goose step into the New World Order, the Great Reset, the Tower of Babel that they are building. And no politician is going to save you from that. You, as an individual, have to reject and withdraw from the system itself and not wait for someone to come and save you, like the state, which put you in the situation in the first place. No matter what candidate they put up, you could see how easily they could kill him, or they can make a hero out of him. They can make an idol out of him. We must understand this going forward. You as individuals need to get prepared. You as individuals need to take responsibility. That is a basis of freedom, and that's why I urge people again and again and again and again daily to go and actually get prepared. So I'm going to finish this off with the real solutions to all these problems. As we still have lots of questions, we'll find out more later down the road. This is going to lead into a snowball effect. But I urge people to go and check out those links in the description. We have whambeef.com, where you can get flash or freeze frozen beef, which I think is an enormously important idea going forward, so that you don't end up with mRNA food later on. So you have a 10+ year shelf life on this. Wham Beef is a code as well, and you save 25%. We're talking about steak. We're talking about things that you won't be able to get in the Great Reset. All American, no lab-grown meat, no mRNA jabs, 12 servings per bag. Again, go to whambeef.com and use code WHAMBEEF, and you get, of course, 25% off. That's huge. Also get long-term storable foods at heavensharvest.com that are non-GMO. There's organic kits, heirloom seeds, water filtration storage, books on how to get started. Use code WHAM, W-A-M, and you save 5% as well as get free shipping on those items. Very important. We have Wild Pastures, where you get 20% off your lifeless, $15 off your first box of 100% grass-fed and finished beef, pasture-raised pork, pasture-raised chicken, and wild-caught seafood. No mRNA, no hormones, no GMOs, no pesticides, no chemicals of any other kind. All raised on regenerative family farms in 48 U.S. states, delivered to your door, temperature controlled and customizable as you see fit. Again, that's 20% off for life plus $15 off your first box if you go through us to Wild Pastures. As always, you could reject the monetary system, the CBDCs that will enslave people. Instead of just voting for someone that might stop it, you guys could go to firstnationalbullion.com/schedule-consult/buy physical gold and silver, platinum or palladium in your hand. Of course, you can get this put in a vault as well. You can put it in an IRA, which is, I think, very important. And if you schedule through us, you get to work with our friend Mark Gonzalez. We just did a video with him. We urge you to check that out. Very macro scale. Schedule an appointment for a free consultation with Mark and a complimentary investor pack. You have to use the link we have. Comments in the comment section of the sign up, just put in that you found him at WHAM, W-A-M, or World Alternative Media. We have many options in the description. We have ways you can help support us, all in the description. Let's get prepared. Let's be real about this and not bow down to some maverick politician idol who will save you all from everything that is to come. No, that won't happen. You as an individual have to fight back and speak for yourself and, of course, live freely, live by example always. So that is the video I'm going to do today. I have much more on this later on as we learn more. But until next time, this is Josh Sigurdsson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.